Thank you for joining us on the podcast, Mr. Tesla. Why don't you start by telling us a little about yourself and your early days?
All right, so I'm Nikola Tesla, the inventor of the Tesla coil and many other inventions. I was born in Croatia in 1856. I made very many advances in the field of electrical engineering, such as creating the induction motor. I came to the United States in 1884 to further my studies in electrical engineering. I studied at several universities, and my first job was with Thomas Edison.
Wow, that's really exciting. Great company. How is your work seen in the world today?
Yeah, totally. My work is very well accepted and honored today. You can see with my inventions and contributions to hundreds of technologies that impact the world today, like the remote control, neon and fluorescent lights, and x-rays, just to name a few. We also have people today like Elon Musk, who used my name and his company as a tribute to me and my work as an electrical engineer.
That's really cool. Now, Tesla, what is your view on the relationship between science and religion?
So, I think that there is no conflict between the ideal of religion and the ideal of science. If there is no conflict, then that means that science and religion work together. They work together rather than against each other.
I'm glad to hear that. Tell us a little bit about your childhood and your upbringing.
Yeah, I was not a great childhood. My upbringing and childhood were very difficult. There was a lot of work that had to be done on the family farm, and there was not a lot of money around. So my father was a priest in the Serbian Orthodox Church, and my mother mostly worked on the farm. So there was very little money. When I was younger, I was in my father's library a lot and liked to read a lot of books. This gave me the curiosity and desire for physics and science. My brother was killed in a riding accident when I was 7 years old, and that shook me. As a 7-year-old, that was very unfortunate and hard to overcome.
That's very tragic. I'm sorry, Nikola. What has been your most important scientific finding?
So, my most important scientific finding would be the Tesla coil, because it is one of my most important scientific inventions. It allows for electricity to be harnessed and moved wirelessly. It can transmit electricity through the air. It helped the invention of radio technology. Before radio technology, communication was difficult and long process. Another important scientific invention was my induction motor, which is used today in many different things. An example of this is water pumps, fans, air conditioners, and several electric or kitchen appliances. It is also used in several electric cars like Teslas.
That is insane. And to believe that the way people are listening today are because of your inventions.
Yeah, exactly.
What are some of the challenges you faced when working in your field?
So some of the challenges would be that my lab burned to the ground with all my inventions and technology in it. All my research, notes, and findings all burned with the lab to the ground. So a lot of my work had to be recreated, and it took a lot of work. Money was a big problem when inventing. I was very low on money almost all my life, and nobody would give me loans. People stole many of my inventions, and other people did not believe that they actually worked. Thomas Edison wouldn't have been able to create the light bulb without my invention of the alternating current. Thomas Edison and I used to work together when we first started inventing, but we split apart to create different inventions.
Wow, I'm sorry Thomas stole your idea, but I'm glad you got to work with him.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm glad it's invented. What's the coolest thing about your work, Nikola?
So I personally think that the coolest thing about my work would be the induction motor, just because it was just a stepping stone for all electric motors. I was given recognition by Elon Musk, which is also really cool. Elon Musk recognized me by putting my name in his company, Tesla Motors. He named the company after me as a tribute for all my work that led to the creation of the electric motor. Teslas are very popular and lots of people like them. Teslas save gas and money, so people really enjoy that.
I do love saving money, Nikola. Now, how was your discovery received by others in the field?
So, a lot of people were impacted by my creation of the alternating current power system, which provides electricity for homes and buildings. I previously mentioned that Thomas Edison stole some of the credit and praise for his creation of the light bulb without giving me any credit for the alternating current. Some people couldn't believe that the currents could travel through the air. For example, some people thought my remote control was actually interacting with the device from afar.
Wow, I'm surprised you had that many skeptics, but I'm glad you were on the podcast today.
Yeah, totally. Thank
Always
you for
great.
having me.
Yeah, always great to talk to you.
This episode has been a production of the Capistrano Valley Christian Schools Podcast Network. Capistrano Valley Christian Schools is a Christian JK through 12 school in San Juan Capistrano, California. Be sure to check out, subscribe to, and leave a review of this show and the other shows on our network on your podcast player of choice. Doing so supports the school community in a multitude of ways. For more information about the CVCS Podcast Network or any of our other shows, check out cvcs.org or email podcasts@cvcs.org. On behalf of the whole network, this is Mr. Jasper saying thank you again for listening and stay tuned for more.